Actually, since 40 years, I have traveled all over the world to propagate yoga. Since a few years, I've stopped going outside, but to do a great spade work in my own country to make yoga popular in the Indian mind. About 7 years ago, the UP Tourist Department and Government of India Tourist Department together jointly sponsored the first International Yoga Week at Rishikesh because they wanted to make Rishikesh a spiritual background as it is the place of yoga. But it so happened that 2 years or 3 years I had come for the first time, and then second year I did not come because it was not much enthusiasm in the people. And lots of yogis were invited, and nobody knew who to take the classes, who has to teach and who has to speak and all those things, you know. When after I think in the third year, they thought that it's not worth continuing this convention as they were in a great financial loss. It so happened that the members who came the third year, though there were very few, there were a lot of inconveniences for them in the hotels and other places, as Rishikesh, as you can understand. But the tourist department took a survey from all these delegates who came, and there was the majority of these delegates said, if Mr. Iyengar continues the class, we don't mind facing this discomfort. We will be very happy to face all these discomforts in order to learn this art. So they requested me about 3 years ago whether I would take the responsibility. I said I will be very happy to take the responsibility because art of yoga is India is the motherland of yoga, and if we do not establish yoga in the motherland, then what is the use? Then I said, all right, I will do my best. And I accepted, saying that for 3 years, you know, without any interruptions, I will continue. So 3 years ago, there were only about 60 or 70 pupils. Then my work spread, and there were about 160 or 125 or 130 last year, and this year this is already touching 250. So that means the presentation is so attractive to those who have heard and those who have undergone training. That's how it makes them to come to learn in a short period, which they know that even for years they cannot get this hidden knowledge exposed. And that's why it's going on. And you should also know that I'm the only person who is teaching without charging a single farthing. Because many people may be under the impression that I've been paid very heavily. But for the national honor, for my rishis' blood which is running in my body, I thought our rishis never took money. They gave the art, they gave their whatever they had. So I thought that in order to present India to the world, the best subject which can unite is yoga and music. There are no other things. Both are universal. And therefore I made up my mind that if the people want to make Rishikesh as the real spiritual capital of India, I thought that I should do something. Well, and I think I have to leave to the posterity now, because after all, I've done 3 years. We should not be monopolized, because India is a land of yogis. There was a break, and I built up again. And I think the future yogis should see that they can maintain this quality.
Just a few words on how yoga can help people in the modern world. That also I want to bring in, how it can help because of its unique way of approaching.
The stomach has a bottom, a pit, but mind has no pit. as mind has no pit, it cannot, accumulate the load. Naturally, the tension goes on increasing. If there is a bottom, then it fills up, then you know it is filled like a food. But it is a bottomless pit. Because it is a bottomless pit, the strain is given in this modern world to such an extent, the nerves lose power. And when the nerves lose power, the man becomes negative in life. When in the practice of yoga, it helps the psychological body to become dynamically positive, to face the tension and stress of the world, because there is no accumulation or closure in the system. Because it's a bottomless pit, as I said. As it is a bottomless pit, from this inner core of the being to the outer, there is a tremendous pore. So we throw out the mental impurities, the physical impurities, and that's why yoga has attracted millions of people all over the world.
And how you have been able to use it for both medical as well as even for psychic problems?
See, yes. I've taught lots of drug addicts. They have all changed. Even one of my pupils now regularly conducts classes in Vasai for drug addicts in Bombay. And I've taught lots of people with various ailments. If we have to attract to this dry subject, we have to give them something where they feel the nourishment of the body. Then I thought the best way to win over this is to find ways and means and water, which would give faster results